So in the past, LEGO have given us City Square, Town Square, this time, Main Square. Before we get started, if you like this video and want to see more like it, please do subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you want to catch me live, I stream on Twitch 3 times a week. Head over to twitch.tv/betweenthebricks. Huge shout out to LEGO for sending me this set early for review. Thank you very much. I'm going to take you through each of the components of the set as per the instruction books. So bear with me because this is a long one. Settle in, grab a cup of tea, and let's check out Main Square. Looking at the front of the box, you can see each of the components of the set itself. So the main feature being the town hall. We also have the city diner, light rail, a music stage, a park, and a bunch of ancillary vehicles. There are a lot of minifigures in this set, and some of them are named characters. Now, from what I understand, this set comes from a TV show. So flip the box over, and on the back you can see close-up images, which just show a little bit more detail of each of the components and some suggested play features and functions with the set itself. Book 1, Bag 1, you get 3 vehicles. You get the police quad bike, this city maintenance vehicle, which is an interesting build, and we also get the motorbike here for the bad guy. So looking at the quad bike on its own, it really is a basic build. There's not much to it. It is, it is what it is. There is a sticker here on the front, and not really too much else going on here. Just a couple of accessories on the back for the light and an antenna, and for what it is, a basic quad bike build, it does the job. The city maintenance vehicle is an interesting build. It's a 3-wheeled contraption, which I find quite intriguing. It does have this ladder on the side, which is only held on here in between these 4 studs, and it does get a little bit annoying, so I'm just going to remove it for the sake of talking about the review. There are a couple of other loose parts that do tend to fall off, one being the life jacket and the chain, and sometimes the dynamite can disappear on you also, so just keep an eye out for that. There are a lot of other accessories going on here. We get a gold tap, a life ring, some popcorn. You get the bucket. The seat up the top here is an interesting decision. I'm not quite sure why there's a seat there. It's not actually used as a seat, but underneath that is one of the brown container pieces. There's also a mop on the back, which tends to defy gravity because, well, the mop head is pointing upwards when theoretically gravity should be pulling it down. But as you can see, there's no room for that. The final build for Bag 1, Book 1 is this red motorcycle. It's one of the 2-piece versions, the newer shape. I really like the actual shape of the motorbike. It looks kind of like a Harley Davidson, so I really like that. The 3 minifigures for Book 1, Bag 1. We get the police officer, which is Duke Detain. You get the maintenance guy, who is Hal Hubs. And you get the bad guy, who is Snake Rattler. Detain's accessory belt is the same as Batman's, but this time it's in the nougat color. Nice printing on all the torsos there. You can see that Snake Rattler has a really cool motif on the back of his torso there, which represents a snake and a $sign at the same time. Hal Hubs has some nice back printing, and so does Duke Detain. If we take the hair off, you'll see that the only 2 minifigures to have alternative faces are Hal Hubs and Duke Detain. Snake Rattler won't have an alternative face, obviously, because he's wearing a cowboy hat. Book 2, Bag 2 is Freya McLeod and this fire helicopter. It was an interesting decision to have a fire helicopter in this set. There's nothing else that suggests fire in here, and none of the buildings are on fire themselves. One thing I really like about the fire helicopter though is that the tail is printed, and it's printed in gold, so you get a really nice shimmer going on the gold. There are 2 stickers on this one. There's a sticker here on this side and a sticker on the opposite side on those curved slopes. Other than that, the fire helicopter is a very simple build. Not a heck of a lot of play features. You can open the canopy and that's about it. Interesting choice to have this
capture net here on the side. Again, there's nothing really that suggests what that's meant to be used for. Freya McLeod is the minifigure in bag 2, and I really like the printed mug here with the marshmallow on fire. She has a very, very nice printed torso. Helmet here combo is a dual molded piece. The back of the torso is also printed, and she does have an alternative face, which I think is quite amusing. I think that's meant to represent her coffee being splashed up in her face. So maybe it was a bumpy ride in the helicopter. Bag 3, book 3 was the limousine, and this comes with a driver. The limousine itself is quite a nice build. There is quite a lot to it. However, one of the disappointing factors of the limousine in itself is that there is only one seat for a passenger. If we take the roof off here, you'll see inside that there is literally only one seat in there for a passenger. Now, there's plenty of leg room, but literally just one passenger. It would have been nice maybe if they could have had two in there, maybe sitting face to face in there, but as it stands, only room for one person. One coffee cup, and there is a TV there to be able to, either watch TV or do some work while you're driving around. In the driver's seat area, you get a nice printed 1x2 cheese slope, and not really too much else. The black with the light bright orange stripe through it actually works really well. The driver for the limousine is a female minifigure. I particularly like that printed torso on the front with the waistcoat and the tie. Nice shades on the minifigure's face, and if we flick it around, there is really not much going on the back. It is just a couple of lines to represent folds in the jacket. She does have a nice hairpiece with that bun, and if we take it off, you can see she has no alternative face. Book 4, bag 4 is the City Diner, and as you can see there, it is meant to be a burger bar. Particularly like the shaping around the front of this and the way that the roof also curves around a similar shape. It's achieved by using these curved panels on the front as well as the curved slopes on the roof. There are a few stickers on this part of the set. You get 1, 2, 3 on the front, plus the 2 for City Diner. I really love the burger on the top of the roof there. And the brown patty piece is actually one of those 6x6 rounded squares that is utilized a lot in the Super Mario. Inside the burger bar, you can see there is a giant burger in there, which is probably enough for 4 minifigures. You get some sauce and a mustard bottle, a printed cash register, and if we have a look over here, you see the all-inclusive coffee machine, which literally comes in every city set, a frying pan, and inside the cupboard you get another pot. I think the point to note here is probably these medium azure large macaroni pieces with the spring yellow tile on top. So I'm pretty sure those are relatively new colors to the palette. The minifigure that comes with the diner is a female figure. It has a very nice printed torso with that red scarf. Has a very happy, content face on this minifigure, and a nice ponytail hairpiece. As you can see, there is a little bit of printing on the back of the torso, and if we take this off, you can see she does have an alternative face with a pretty standard smile. Bag 5 and book 5 come with this park and recreation area. There's 4 minifigures in this bag, and we get, I can only assume what is a family. So let's just say mum and dad and 2 kids. And the boy comes with a skateboard. The park feature is actually quite nice. You get a couple of built up trees and some fences. Probably the highlights have to be the black lampposts, which aren't super common. And also we get this statue figure here, which unfortunately comes with dark grey hands. I think I would have preferred to see that with light bluish grey hands to match the rest. Probably the standout here has to be the hat on the statue in light blue grey, which, if I remember correctly, comes from, back in the day, the old Forest Men sets. You get that nice bunting flags looking through there, and it looks like that they're celebrating a birthday, possibly, with some gifts down here. You also get a pie and a waffle. The minifigures for this bag, as I said before, you get mum and dad and the two kids. The wee girl has nice pigtails and a printed torso. I'm sure we've seen all of these torsos before. I do like the face print on the father figure there with the moustache. Mum has a nice orange hairpiece, and the boy comes with a propeller hat and, like I said, his skateboard. If we flick them around, you can see on the back of the torsos just the standard printing that you see on all of those figures in the past. We remove their hair, you can see that 3 of them do have alternative faces, but the boy does not. Book 6, Bag 6, is the concert stage with Poppy Star, and we'll take a look at her in a moment. The concert stage was actually pretty nice to build. It's relatively simple, just made up with bricks and plates essentially. My favourite part of this build was actually the speakers. The speakers are really, really nice. The only downside to the speakers is that they are just on a modified 2x2 plate with a Technic pin, and they are freely movable, so they don't really stay where you put them when you move it around. But the concert stage is represented nicely. You have a row of lights across the top, and of course the microphone and some fences at the front to keep the crowd away. As I said before, this character's name is Poppy Star. She comes with a guitar. We're going to take that off so we can see her properly, and she has a really, really nice printed torso, and if I just tilt her a little bit, you can see that there is some silver print on there as well. Have a look at the back of the torso, and again some more silver print, and if we remove her hair, you can see she does have an alternative face as well. Book 7 and bags 7, 8 and 9 is the light rail passenger train. The little station, obviously the conductor, a passenger and a bicycle. I really liked the train build on this model. There are a couple of things that I didn't particularly like about it. Probably the first thing is that this open area in behind here, I just feel like it could have been closed in. And the other thing I don't really like is the opening doors. I've never seen a train like that. I really don't know what else Lego could have done. So, you know, it is just a personal bugbear of mine. There are a couple of stickers on the trains, one on each side of the cab, and there are a lot of stickers on the kiosks as well. So we have this double kiosk here, which has cans of drink inside, and stickers on the top of the kiosk and the schedule. The 2 minifigures that come in this bag is the train conductor and a passenger. The other thing that I would like to show you here is there is a couple of cans of drink that are in the vending machine, and it's a new print, and it is called Vita Rush. So I think it's really nice to get new products in the Legoverse to be able to add some realism to your minifigures. I really love the torso on the train conductor. There's just so much detail on there with his tie, his lanyard, the stuff in his pocket, his badge, and the female character has a torso that we've seen before, and if we just turn them around, you'll see that both of them have nice prints on the back of the torsos as well. She has a hood for her hoodie, and the conductor, his waistcoat has some more detail. As you can see, the conductor does not have an alternative face, but neither does the female passenger. However, what she does have is a hearing aid. Now, I think this is an absolute wonderful inclusion by Lego. It shows that they are diversifying and being inclusive of people from all walks of life. Book 8 and bags 10 through 14 is the Mayor's office. I really like this building, and I feel like the colour scheme works really, really well. I am a fan of tan and dark red anyway, so you know, it's going to grow on me. And to be honest, the tan, dark red and the dark grey roof is the same colour as the Tui Brewery building that I built a couple of years ago, so I think it's always going to appeal to me. I do love the motif on the front here. The way that that's been built is very simple but effective. It just uses 2 headlight bricks, some gold Wolverine hands, and the gold trophy minifigure, as well as a 1x2 jumper plate. But I think it just works, and it looks really, really nice. The rest of the building in itself is also quite nice. I love the little seagull here peeking through the Mayor's office window. And then we have up the top just the clock tower, which utilizes the newer 1 by 5 by 5 brick piece, which I don't think we've seen too many of in and around many other sets. The building style is actually quite basic but quite effective, and I do like the fact that they have these underground windows in the basement area, and then it comes up into the 2 double doors, and then we get the nice second story with the clock tower at the top. Inside the back of the mayor's office, you get this play feature here. So this golden key and this knob here rotates the 3 lightsaber blades, which I'm assuming are meant to be lasers to protect the key. There's also on each side an object as well. So on this side we have the golden trophy, and on the other side we have the golden cup. Up in the mayor's office you have a pretty basic desk with just a letter, a cup and a croissant there. He also has an umbrella and a briefcase, and there is a laptop. On the back of the clock tower you have a door which essentially just goes into the clock tower. There's nothing else to see in there, and we have a friendly cat also who's sort of mooching around on the top of the building. Each of the side annexes just clip on with 2 Technip bricks, the same as sort of like the modular buildings do. So you can take off both sides if you want to make the building a little bit more narrower. I do feel like it would actually be very easy to modify this building and put more of a rear onto it to make it more substantial. Last but not least is Mayor Fleck, and for some reason he's wearing a corncob suit. So this set is based on the Lego City Adventures TV show. I haven't seen it, so I'm assuming that there's some story behind the corncob. This corncob is different to the one from the collectible minifigure series though, because it is dark green. If we take that off, we can actually see that the mayor does have a pretty reasonable face there and a very nice printed sash over the top of his dark green suit, which is printed in gold and does have that nice sheen to it. On the back of the torso, the sash is continued, printed in that nice gold colour. No alternative face for the mayor, so he is forever to be a corncob.
So those are my thoughts on each of the components of City Main Square. Now, to sum it up as a whole set, I really do quite like it. I do like the Town Hall Mayor's Office building, and I feel like that could quite easily be built out and modified to make it more substantial. I do like the light rail train, and again, the colour scheme and the parts to make that train I think are really cool. So I feel like that is probably one of the cherries of the set. The burger bar colour scheme is really nice, but I think that should be used as a foyer and go ahead and build a big restaurant behind it. The vehicles I think are all just ancillary items that help make up the set. There's a lot of accessories in there. There's a lot of things that can be used to just characterize a city layout of some description, and all of the minifigures I think are fantastic, and again just utilizing all of those to be able to bring more life to a city layout. And don't forget the seagull and the cat as well. It's always good to get extra animals and life to stick into your city layouts. So my final thoughts on this set, I would give it a solid 7 to 8 out of 10. The builds in themselves are not overly complex, but then they're not meant to be because it is for age 6+. But they do look good when they are built. So, you know, that sort of increases the score for me. I have marked it down a couple of points just based on the price. It does seem a little bit overpriced comparatively to things we've seen in the recent past, but you know, I'll leave that up to the number crunchers. And all in all, I do think it was enjoyable and easy going. So, you know, as far as the box is concerned, build together. So, you know, a set of this size, you know, it really is going to be enjoyable to build with your friends or your family. If you've got this far in the video, I congratulate you. Please do subscribe, hit that notification bell, and until next time, please be safe, keep building, and I'll catch you on the next one.